Let's go back to the NFL. The Giants in the NFC, they have the NFC East title within their grasp. But remember, they lost quarterback Daniel Jones. It's a hamstring injury that has sidelined him. It happened on Sunday. Didn't practice again today. That makes it possible that Colt McCoy gets the start Sunday in a tough game in Seattle. Here's Giants head coach Joe Judge on Daniel Jones' status.
We had positive reports on him yesterday. Obviously, we've got to kind of see a little bit more from him today. The plan is to get him out there with the trainers, move him around a little bit, throw a little bit, see where that progresses to, what that allows him to do later in practice today, or maybe what that shows what we can do with him tomorrow. So, again, there's still a lot of questions, more so than answers right now. I know he's doing everything he can to get back and be with the team. He's preparing tirelessly. So I know mentally where he's at. We just got to check physically where he's at and make sure we make the right decision for him.
Undermanned, the Ravens lost by only 5 yesterday to the undefeated Steelers, but they can't afford to relax as they have lost 3 in a row. Lamar Jackson's 10-day COVID quarantine ends this weekend. They face the Cowboys on Tuesday. John Harbaugh was asked when he would get the reigning MVP back.
As far as the COVID guys coming back, they all have their different days when they're possibly allowed to come back, but those are medical decisions in the end, not coaching decisions. So when the doctors clear them to practice, that's when we'll have them. It's going to be good to get practice, and we just need to practice more than anything. We haven't practiced much. We haven't practiced hardly at all. So we need to have some good practices and get our get our football sea legs under us so we can go out there and perform the way we want to.
How about the Titans? They're sitting atop the AFC South standings, 1 game up on Indy, with Derrick Henry leading the way, literally and figuratively. He's in his 5th year. He leads the league in rushing, 3rd in touchdowns, and he has officially entered the MVP conversation. But Tennessee, they want more from Derrick Henry, and Derrick does too.
We have to be able to throw the ball to him. We'd like to try to continue to work on this spring game with him, but teams have. They've defended it pretty well, and maybe we haven't run it very well either. We understand what his skill set is, and it's pretty unique. We have to do a good job of trying to get him the football other than just handing it off to him.
Work on pass catching every day, try to work on it in the off season, and take advantage of my opportunities when I get them, and just be available, whenever Brian's looking, catch the ball, and try to get yards, get upfield, and have offense.
And Louis Riddick is back with us. Titans, Louis, 8-3 this season, currently hold the 3 seed in the AFC. We heard Coach Vrabel say he's a unique player, to say the least, for sure. So what do you think getting Henry involved in the passing game would mean for this Titans team?
Well, just make them more multiple, Sage. And this is something that I talked to Derrick about and talked to the Titans coaching staff about, specifically Arthur Smith, offensive coordinator, before opening weekend on Monday Night Football. Look, he said this is a guy who works very hard to be an all-around back, not just a first and second down, downhill back. He wants to be known as somebody who can stay on the field on 3rd down, catch the screen pass game, catch the wide route game, meaning the halfback flares out of the backfield, maybe even split him out and let him use his vertical speed to stretch the field vertically. It's something that's important to him. It would make them, it would make defenses then have to think a little bit about all the different ways that they could deploy him, and just make him all the more lethal if he really needs to be any more lethal, considering how he has just been ripping teams apart running the football.
Absolutely. 6'3", 250, picking up right where he left off last season. He's so much fun to watch. So we'll see if they go ahead and get him more involved in that way. How about this Monday night, Louis? The Bills face the struggling 49ers. Josh Allen, we know what he's done with this Buffalo team. They're 8-3. How do you think overall? I mean, how would you assess his play so far this season, Josh Allen?
Sage, he is just taking leaps and bounds in terms of his development, specifically in the area of his accuracy. He has improved his accuracy a full 10 percentage points from 2019 to 2020, from about 58.9% to just under 70% this year. Now, obviously, the average throw distance has kind of backed off a little bit, but that was by design by offensive coordinator Brian Daboll to make him more efficient. And this is a football team that's now spreading the football out horizontally as well as attacking vertically with their new toy that they got in Stephon Diggs, who's just ripping it up and is on the verge of breaking all kinds of Bills single-season receiving records. So it's all systems go for Buffalo, and this is a big matchup for them Monday night, and I expect Josh Allen to continue this torrid pace that he has set so far in 2020.
The 7th overall pick out of Wyoming in 2018. He will be in Arizona, where San Fran, of course, will play its home games indefinitely due to the COVID restrictions in California. That means Louis will be in the desert as well. Enjoy. Thanks, Louis.
You bet. Thank you.
And what to watch for is brought to you by Carl's Jr. and Hardee's tonight, 7 Eastern on ESPN. A battle of the unbeatens when UConn takes on USC in the Roman Legends Classic. Keep an eye, Evan Mobley. It'll be the first ever meeting between these two schools in men's college hoops. And College Game Day, Seth Greenberg joining us now with much more on the matchup. Seth, what are you most looking for?